Someone in my position, a kid picked up off the street, 3 pounds of explosive taped under his chin, a juvenile IED about to commit his first felony. You'd expect I'd be snot-faced and crying, shaking uncontrollably, begging the woman to hurry or to call the police. But I just couldn't make myself do it. I came off flat, I'm sure, as if I couldn't care less, as if I wasn't worried at all. Don't get me wrong, I was. A little. I just knew more than I was letting on. I glanced at the teller standing next to her. A man, mid-40s, receding hair, pencil lips, probably his second job, or third. Formerly an accountant or a used car salesman. I felt sorry for him. Maybe he liked the girl with the bun. Maybe he would try to impress her by leaping over his teller station and tackling me. Maybe he'd always wanted to be a hero when he grew up. Understandable. But there aren't any heroes left in New Liberty. And I'm pretty sure if Captain Baldspot had superpowers, he wouldn't be here cashing checks and wearing that stupid-looking paisley tie. I watched him twitch, his wrinkled, wreathed eyes darting back and forth from me to another man. The bank manager, I figured. A much younger guy, skinny like me and better dressed, cluelessly staring at his computer across the room. This wasn't going as well as I had hoped. I turned back to the young woman and whispered, "The bad man outside told me that I only have 3 minutes." Actually, the last thing my father had really said to me was to watch for traffic. Look both ways, because that's what you worry about when you're going to rob a bank. Still, it's nice that he worries. The teller blinked at me. Maybe she was in shock, or maybe somehow she realized that the explosives sitting above my heart were just Lincoln logs rolled in Reynolds wrap, with wires and a pulsing LED light attached with electrical tape. Either way, she wasn't moving. The bag sat empty on the counter between us. The accountant/car salesman/bank teller next to her made a little move. A twitch of the arm, no doubt reaching under the counter and triggering the silent alarm. Now I really did only have 3 minutes. "Listen, lady," I said, pushing the bag a little closer to her. "It's okay. No one is going to blame you. You aren't going to get fired over this. Insurance will cover it. And even if not, this job isn't worth it. Am I right? You don't really even want to be a bank teller for the rest of your life anyway, and you certainly don't want to explode. So just toss the money in the sack, and I'll go." I said it in the same even tone I said everything else, except this time I looked square into her eyes, tractor beam style. Locked on, sucked in. She looked back into mine, and I saw the little black dots of her pupils blow up big and glassy like a stuffed bear's. This time I had her. It was a last resort, but I knew when I walked in there that I might have to use the gift God gave me. The bank teller nodded and then knelt down to access the safe under her cash drawer, taking the bag with her. "You're not going to say anything, are you?" I asked Captain Chrome Dome, giving him the same penetrating stare. It took a moment longer, but eventually he went all glassy-eyed too, and shook his head. "Come to think of it, you won't really even remember what I look like," I added coolly. The man put his finger to his lips. Mum's the word. The woman in the blue blazer handed me my bag and smiled too. I zipped it up and slung it over my shoulder. "You shouldn't wear so much mascara," I said. "Your eyes are pretty enough." 15 seconds later, I left the bank with my backpack full of cash and crossed the street to the gas station where our little white Civic was parked, taking care to look both ways. Dad was hunched over his tablet. "We should go," I said, buckling in. "Almost finished," he said. His tongue stuck out of his mouth like a curious turtle, and his big orange caterpillar eyebrows were crowning the bridge of his nose. There were cashew crumbles down the front of his Hawaiian shirt. My dad had never been to Hawaii, but he found the shirts cheap at the Goodwill and had a closet full of them. Wore one each day. His green eyes dashed across the screen. "Seriously, I think it's time to go," I said a little more sternly. "I've almost got it," he mumbled. I could hear the sirens now, several blocks away still, but it's not as if we were driving a Lamborghini. The Civic was 8 years old and ran mostly on good intentions. It was our only getaway car. I drummed my fingers impatiently on the dash. I could have tried to make eye contact, insisted that we go, but I had a rule against using my power.